everyone. My name is Scott Kampen, and I'm a Sharon Master with Atomy. Today, I'm going to share with you the teaching of the balanced life and life scenario from Atomy. When I first learned about this teaching, it was at my very first Success Academy in September or August of 2019. 3 months later, in front of 400 people, I stood on stage sharing my life scenario, my dreams, my hopes for the future. It was at that Success Academy that I learned about the balanced life. I learned from Chairman Han Gil Park that we needed to figure out a way to have balance in our lives. We spend way too much time working and not enough free time doing the things we love with the people we love. So we need to figure out a way to have residual income coming in every month so that we can have free time, living our lives the way we were meant to live them. As humans, we spend our lives generally over a span of 100 years, give or take a few years. Some people live less, some people live more. But we can break this up into 3 sections. The very first one is that first section where we're preparing for life. We're going to school, we're getting our education, we're experiencing things, and we're trying to figure out what job we want to have. Then, from around the age of 30 until about 65, maybe even 70, we spend our lives working for all of the things to pay off our bills, to buy a house, to buy a car, or maybe even to one day, hopefully, collect Social Security. That's a form of residual income. Is it going to be enough for you? I'm not sure. I don't know. I know it's not going to be enough for me. And then once we retire from about the age of 65 onward, that's our retirement years. And all of the money that we've saved up or the money that we have coming in every month, that residual money is going to be what we're going to live on. Is it going to be enough for retirement or for elder care? Or what are you going to leave behind for your children? That right there is the human life cycle. During the Success Academy, when I learned about the balanced life, one of the things I learned was that we need to take action in order to create the vision of what our future looks like. We need to be the ones to map out a plan for the rest of our lives. Our company motto, part of it says, create the vision. We have to create that vision. You have to create that vision of what your future is going to look like. Not having a plan is like a ship without a sail, a ship without a captain, or a ship without a rudder. Without those things, you're just going to get tossed about on the ocean of life, just tossed to and fro with no clear direction. It was there at that Success Academy in September of 2019 that I realized that up until that time in my life, I had been living my life on Hope Island, hoping that one day my ship would come in, hoping that one day I would win the lottery, hoping one day a rich relative might die and leave me the inheritance. I was hoping for other people and other things to take care of my life. Little did I know, but my ship had already come in. The ship of Atomy was in the harbor waiting for me to row out to it. That's when I realized I needed to take action. I needed to get in the rowboat and row out to the ship because it's waiting in the harbor. The Life Scenario is a book that you can receive from Atomy. We have them in our shopping mall, and you can order them. But a life scenario is a tool that you can use in order to map out your future. We all have different characteristics, different backgrounds, come from different nationalities, maybe even different languages. So there's those things that set us apart from each other. However, as humans, we all have four main categories that we all have in common. The very first one is to enrich our body. These are the materialistic things, the things that we need: a new house, a car, money. The second thing is our soul. These are the things that enrich us internally, deeply, like education, experiencing new things. The third thing is our relationships to one another, loving each other, caring about each other, treating each other fairly, building relationships with people. And then the fourth category is contributing back to our communities, our environment around us. The very first category is to live well. This is creating the vision. Maybe you want a new car or a new house or a new job. These are the things that we need in order to live a life of abundance, having our needs and wants met. Maybe you want a new car. Have you clearly identified what kind of vehicle you want? Is it a two-door? Is it four-door? Is it yellow? Is it red? Is it a van? Is it a truck? Write out the details of the vehicle that you want so that you can have a vivid picture in your mind of what that vehicle looks like. Or maybe you want a new house. Is it two-story? Is it single-story? Does it have a swimming pool? How many bedrooms does it have? How many bathrooms does it have? How big is the kitchen or the living room? Does it have a basement? These are the things you want to identify. Or maybe you want more money in the bank. You know, it's important to have money in the bank. It's important to have savings. It gives us a sense of security to have money in the bank, to have a savings account. How much do you want? And within how much time do you need to get that? Do you want to have that in the bank? Or maybe you just want to go on a vacation. You want to go on a holiday, or you're looking for a new job. What kind of job? Monday through Friday, 8 hours a day, remote work? Is it in IT or nursing or some other field? What type of job do you want? Clearly define it. The second category in the life scenario is to learn. These are the things that enrich our soul. This is following the faith. Maybe you want a new hobby. Maybe you want to take up sewing or painting or golfing. Maybe you're nervous to do those things. So this is where we need to follow the faith and step out of our comfort zones a little bit. Maybe you want to travel to a country you've never been to before. Or maybe you just want to have free time to spend it doing the things you love with the people you love. Or maybe you want to go back to school and finish that education, or take a class on welding or some skill that you're not familiar with. Those are the things that you'd want to do that enrich your life. You're going to step out of your comfort zone when you go and experience these things. The third category is to love. This is about relationships, building relationships with our families, or maybe our friends, maybe have a deeper faith in what you believe in, or maybe to work on the relationship with your beautiful wife. It's about relationships. That's cherishing the spirit. That's what our company motto teaches, that we're to cherish the spirit. It's about respecting each other with dignity, hope, dignity, respect, love for one another. And then the fourth category is the environment. It's the things around us. We have to live a life on purpose. We have to live a life with purpose. That is serving in humility, serving others, being a servant leader. You know, in Atomy, as we get richer and richer, we have a duty to serve others in humility. So maybe you want to give back to charity. There's a lot of organizations out there that need money, they need resources, they need you. So maybe you want to volunteer at some of those organizations or volunteer within your community. A goal without a plan is just a dream. It's that wish. It's that thing that keeps us bound to Hope Island. But your dreams, they need to be smart. Your goals need to be smart. They need to be specific. You have to clearly define what the goal looks like so that anyone who reads it can know what you need and what needs to be done in order to accomplish that goal. Your goal needs to be measurable. You need to be able to track your progress along the way so that you know that you're getting closer to reaching your goal. Your goal also needs to be achievable. It needs to be something that you can actually accomplish. By setting an achievable goal, you're setting yourself up for success, not failure. If you set a goal too high and you don't achieve it, you're going to think that you failed. So it's important to set an achievable goal. The fourth thing is that it needs to be realistic. It needs to be something that's obtainable and relevant to your life purpose, something that's relevant to keeping you on track to the greater goal that you have in life. And lastly, it needs to be timely. You need to put a date on the goal. So then that way it will help create a sense of urgency. It'll be that thing that will motivate you every morning to get up out of bed, put your shoes on, and go for it. So in the life scenario book, you'll see that there are those four categories. And in each of those four categories are subcategories. Pick two items from each of the categories. So maybe you want to work on your business or your health or travel or continue your education. Or maybe you want to work on your family or your faith or do some charity work and global volunteering. Once you select two things from each of the main categories, then it's time to write the details out for those subtitles, those subcategories. Here's a simple goal worksheet. Let's say that you want to earn 2 commissions every month, and you set a goal of October 25 or 2025 and onwards. Every month after that, you want to receive these commissions. The very first thing is you need to become a consumer of the products. If you're not a consumer of the products, you're hoping that other people will do it for you. And that's not the way to do a business. Sign up 25 active consumers in each downline. Set that as a goal to find 50 people that you can sign up, working with your sponsors and your other downline members to grow your teams. And then reach 300,000 points in your own personal account. You can do that by buying products in your own account and with the help of your sponsors. And then here are some things that you can do daily. Follow up daily with 10 people, whether they're online, meaning they have an account, or whether they're offline. Not all of your consumers need to be online or need to have an account. You can have many friends, neighbors, church members that want to buy the products, but they don't necessarily want to sign up. That's okay. You can do that, but you need to follow up with them every day. And then learn about a new product from Atomy website and then tell others about it. So here's a goal. Every day, go to the Atomy website and read about a product. And maybe just take a notepad and write out the details of that product, how it's made, what it's made out of, who it benefits, what are the benefits of the product, who should use it. Once you start learning about the Atomy products, your self-confidence is going to increase. Your boldness to tell others about the products is going to increase. You're going to become the subject matter expert of those products. And people are going to start coming to you, asking you for questions about products. This was my first life scenario goal back in 2021 or back in 2020 for 2021. As you can see, I wrote out the goals that I wanted to work on my business or get a new truck or take care of my wife or my parents or travel, work on my education, do some global volunteering, and work on some donations. I wrote out the details for each of those categories. I put them into the square box, and then I wrote the task that it was going to take in order to achieve the goal. And as I accomplished the goals, I would cross off the tasks as they got completed, because this is going to help me measure that I'm making progress on the goal. And in the middle, in the larger circle, you will see that I put red dots along the line to achieving the goal, to the outer wheel. And so once you have your goals listed, the tasks required to accomplish the goal, and you put the dots, the progress along the path to reaching that goal, 10%, 20%, 50%, 100%, then you can start connecting the dots together with a line, and this is going to show you what your current life wheel looks like. Now, does it look like my life wheel was balanced at that time? No, it's not. Is it ever going to be perfectly balanced? No. You know why? Because when you accomplish a goal, you can set a new goal and start the process over again. So my new life scenario goal is to work on becoming an auto Sharon Rose master, or become a healthier person, work on my family relationships, following the faith, building my faith, attending church more, traveling, or reading some books to help my business, or global volunteering and doing some charity work. So you see, now my current life scenario is different than my previous one. So here are some goals that I'm going to work on for next year. I'm going to create a foundation to support orphans who need food, clothing, education, and shelter. I'm going to raise $10,000 with my teams, and maybe many of you will participate in that, for St. Jude's Children's Hospital through an online virtual 5K. I'll be setting that up, making it available so that anyone can join and participate. The next thing I'm going to do is work on my health. I'm setting a goal that by August of 2026, I will lose 50 pounds and be in my target weight of about 235 pounds. You can do the math to figure out how much I weigh. I'm going to walk more and talk less. I'm going to take action I'm going to work on some food portion control and then also work on some strength training. Slow daily habits, small daily habits, daily changes will make a big impact on your goals and my goals as well. So as you can see, our life scenario changes. It's always going to be in a state of change. Why? Because your life scenario is a living, breathing document because it represents you. You are in a constant state of change. Your goals are going to change. Your skills are going to change. Your abilities are going to change. And so your life scenario is constantly going to be evolving and changing. That's why it's important to write out your life scenario every month. Work on it monthly with your teams. A goal set is a goal met. We need to get them out of our head, get those wishes and dreams out of our head, and get them down on paper. Because once you have them on paper, they become tangible. You can touch it. You can read it. It can remind you of your goals. You can pin it up on your refrigerator and watch it, look at it every day. So, ladies and gentlemen, just get out there, work on your life scenario goals, and get out there and live your best life. Live a life on purpose. Thank you.